Sequence of tenses is just a fancy way of telling you to keep things in order, right? To keep things differentiated. So a quick review from a previous video. So if this is not review, this is what I'm about to say, go back and watch this other video, right? Go back and watch this one. It'll make your life a lot easier. So again, if I gave you a circle and a circle and a circle and I said, well, what would come next? You tell me a circle. So when you're writing and speaking in Spanish and you're talking in the past, we want to keep all those things in the past. So all of these tenses and moods are past ideas. And on the opposite side, if I gave you a triangle and a blank and two more triangles, you would want to use another triangle. And so over here, we've got all these present ideas. And we only get two categories. It's either a present idea or a past idea. So I'm going to assume that all of this makes sense. If it doesn't, and you're like, oh, I don't know what a present and a past is, go back and watch this video. Because today what we're going to look at is sequence of tenses as it's related to the subjunctive. Why don't I rearrange it just a little bit to make it easier to see? I snap my finger. Okay, so let me go ahead and divide the board. And on the top, we've got all of our present tenses and moods. And on the bottom, we have all of our past tenses and moods. And so I don't know if we're sticking with all the circles and whatever, that's going to be, forgot that one. That's going to be down there, and we'll keep our triangles over here and whatever. And so basically, if you're working on a sentence and you've got subjunctive in that sentence, like you've got that trigger word and the K and the change of person, we want to make sure you're staying consistent. And so you're thinking, all right, is that trigger word in the present tense or the present progressive, or is it in the future? And if it is, you're either going to use present subjunctive or present perfect subjunctive. Or you've got that trigger word, it's in the imperfect or the preterite, or it's in the conditional. Well, then you're going to use the imperfect subjunctive or the perfect subjunctive. Okay, let's look at an example. So I'm not going to go over when to use subjunctive. What we're looking at today is, how do I know if I need to use present subjunctive or past subjunctive as it's related to, or what the fancy word we want to call the sequence of tenses? So everywhere, I'm telling you, we will be using subjunctive in these answers here. Let's look at this first one right here. Quiero que tú hablar español. I'm telling you, you need subjunctive. Okay? And we want to figure out, do we need present subjunctive or do we need past or imperfect subjunctive? And to figure that out, right, circle, 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 triangle, 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 is look at the other verbs in the sentence, okay? So we've got quiero. What tense is that? Well, that's the present indicative. Is that a present idea or a past idea? Well, from the other video that we watched, we know that that's a present, so that means we need present subjunctive. That's the sequence. So we have a triangle and a triangle. All right, and so now we have quería que tú. So same sentence, but instead of saying, I want you to speak Spanish, I say, I wanted. Like maybe I don't anymore. I wanted you to speak Spanish. So this is imperfect. And is imperfect a present or a past idea? And again, we only get these two choices. That's it. That's it. That's the only. Past or present. Well, that's a past idea. So then we need past subjunctive. Hablaras. That sequence of tenses as it relates to subjunctive. That if we've got triangles, we want triangles. If we want circles, we got circles. Let's look at another one. Well, when we have antes de que, every time you see antes de que, you get subjunctive. So do we need present or past subjunctive for this first example here with llover, to rain? So llegaré. I will arrive before it rains. So what tense is this? Well, this is in the future tense. Maestro, you didn't give me a future choice. You're right, I didn't, because I told you. You have to decide, is this the past or the present, right? You only get two choices for categories. Well, future falls into the present, so we're going to need present subjunctive. Llegaría. Conditional falls into the past column. You already know because I told you this will be subjunctive right here. You also know. Why do you also know? Because it's an adverbial clause, part of AAA spaces. It's a good video. You should watch it. I have a funny drawing in that one. So, we know we need subjunctive. Conditional falls in the past category, so we need past subjunctive. Sequence of tenses. It's all about being consistent. It's all about keeping things in order. Why? So you sound good. Suerte.